Have a look at Chris Bumstead, if you will. This is him at the 2024 Prague Pro Championships. Wow, what a physique. And was I impressed? No, he didn't win. Martin won. But you know what? I think if you talk to anybody, they were more impressed with Chris Bumstead, considering he came up from the classic physique division. So out of the two physiques, whether Martin won or not, I was more impressed with Chris Bumstead, and that is what we are going to look at today. Ladies, gentlemen, everybody in between, we're going to take a look at the 10 most impressive, in my opinion, the most impressive physiques that I've seen this season, the 2024 season. And hold on a second. This was for the 2025 competitive season, so scratch that. Chris Bumstead does not count, but if he did, he would be number one in all of our hearts. So let's begin with number 10 on the list. This is William Bonac, and he impressed me at that M-Pro Classic. I didn't think he was going to get into the top 3, for goodness sakes, and he won. I mean, the guy is over 40, so it is easy to count some of these guys out, and I wasn't the only one to count William Bonac out. He walked up on stage and he turned around. Some of those back shots, I guess there's only 2, but geez Louise, it looked like a prime peak William Bonac. And this was perhaps the most important win of William Bonac's career. He won, by the way, whether he impressed me or not, he won. He won. Most important win in his career, not because it was, say, second at the Olympia or anything like that, like he did place, but at his age, to be able to still defeat these guys like Krizo, Behrooz, Tabani, guys that could be up-and-coming Olympia champions, and he's still able to make his mark. So wow, it impressed me, his physique, of course, and that's what this video is about, but it also impressed me that William Bonac still able to pull off the W at 42, I believe he was, 42 years of age. So that's how we're going to do this one, guys. Whether they were the greatest physiques of all time or not, we're going to look at ones that impressed me. And number 9 on the list, he impressed me, just like William Bonac did. But this guy got second place, so that's also how we're going to look at this. They're not all winning physiques. Good Vitali Ugolnikov. This is the Detroit Pro version of he, because he just competed right before this. I think it was the Arnold South America, Arnold Brazil, but man, oh man, this shape that he brought to the Detroit Pro, sure it was second place like Bumstead, but also like Bumstead, a lot of people had him winning. Well, maybe not a lot, but some people did. I mean, look at the back. Maybe not the back double we won't look at this point in time, but the back lat spread's pretty darn good. Well, maybe not the best physique on this list today, but still, guys, for a debuting athlete, this is the second time he competed in the IFBB as a pro, so looks pretty darn good to me, and he got second place. Good Vito, a guy to watch for the future. Very impressed with this Detroit Pro version of him. And now we move on to the 8th gentleman on this list. What a surprise, huh? Akim Williams. Of course, guys, Akim Williams at that Arnold UK. Now, he was good at the Arnold, just the straight-up Arnold, Ohio, but maybe only in the finals, and it wasn't enough to clinch a good placing. He did, however, get third place. Not many pictures of Akim, but I'm sure you guys can testify, the ones that did see this event, the live streams, things of that nature. You guys can attest that Akim Williams, he was 100% here. And it has been a few years, so it was one of the most impressive things, one of the most impressive physiques showings that I've seen for the 2024 season. And that was, of course, at the Arnold's Classics UK. And UK stands for the United Kingdom. And, of course, Akim went on to win a show, but I was still much more impressed with this Arnold UK version than the Toronto Pro. That leads us to number 7 on the list. Behrooz Tabani at the 2023 Romania Muscle Fest Pro. Keep in mind, we just seen a Romania Muscle Fest Pro this year, but it's for next year. And this one was for this year, the 2024 show. I don't mean to confuse things. Behrooz, another athlete that fetched a second place, but still impressed me greatly with that condition. Man, oh man. Maybe even defeating Samson Dauda in a couple of aspects, including dryness, things of that nature. But of course, Samson won the event. There's no argument in that. But to push a guy that just placed third at the Olympia, yes, that is impressive. And Behrooz did go on to compete. And he was maybe even better than this. But at the time, I was more impressed with this showing, this physique. After I seen this, it took more to impress me, if you know what I'm saying. So the 2023 Romania Muscle Fest Pro, Behrooz Tabani, sticks in my mind as one of the most impressive physiques that I've seen for the 2024 season. And that brings us to number 6 on the list. And I guess we're not really ranking them at any specific rate. I guess I saved maybe the best for the last, we'll say. But Rafael Brandao, I'm sure many of you guys will agree, at that Arnold Classic, just this straight up Ohio, he looked his best, maybe the best Brandao that we have ever seen. Not too many people talked about this. I mean, he did go on right after this to win the Arnold South America, I believe. Keep on thinking it was the Arnold Brazil, but having said that, he was way better here. I think he was much better here. And of course, third place, guys. Nobody's going to remember who placed third, but Samson Dauda and Hadi Choopan. This was 1 and 2 at the Olympia. Literally. It was 1 and 2 at the Olympia. So he could only hope to place third. Brandao. But man, oh man, definitely worth to mention the 2024 Arnold Classic Ohio. Rafael Brandao. In my opinion, this is the best balance, size, condition that we've ever seen out of this man, and one of the most impressive physiques that I've seen this season. Number 6 on the list. And now, number 5, Samson Dauda. And we're not saying that he's number 5 on this list. If you did a giant comparison, he'd probably win. But we have already seen very impressive Samson Daudas. But I just think at the Olympia, he was that much better, that much more polished. His abs, things of that nature. And when you can nail it at the Olympia, that's the most exciting thing of all. Have you ever seen Samson so dry from behind? I don't think that I ever have. And the back was full. He was in. He looked fantastic. What can I say? And sure, we may have already seen very great versions of Samson. But he brought a little bit extra. He stepped a little bit harder on that gas pedal. And what better place to do it than at the Olympia, for goodness sakes? So Samson Dauda, I got him number 5 on this list. Number 4 on the list, Martin Fitzwater. Now hold on a second. But Mark's Max Muscle, Martin only placed 4th and Samson placed 1st. Yes, well, Samson was a first call-out guy anyway. He was going to be in that first call-out. Nobody had Martin Fitzwater higher than 8th place, things of that nature, and he went on to defeat Andrew Jack, Hunter Labrada, and a whole bunch of them. So when you talk about physiques that impressed me for the 2024 season, Martin Fitzwater, wow, he has to be high on that list. And it's not like he didn't impress us at that Detroit Pro, because he did. I remember. But then he upped the ante for the New York Pro and placed 2nd to Nick Walker. So he beat Good Vito and then placed 2nd to Walker, and then brings us straight flush to the Olympia, defeats Andrew Jack, Hunter Labrada, probably would have beat Nick too, for all intents and purposes. So even more impressive was Martin Fitzwater. And it was his debut, for goodness sakes. Wow. Should have put him first on this list. But I didn't. I have him 4th. And in third place, I can hear you guys now. But Mark's back's muscle, Neckzilla sucks. Hold on. Number 3 on the list, Rubiel Mosquera, otherwise known as Neckzilla. Could call him Quadzilla. Guys, gals, everybody. We were so impressed with this physique that it's not even funny. Think back. Prague Pro Championships 2023. Before he didn't, show up to the events, before he stopped competing, showed up to one event, not looking quite so good. But if you guys remember, when he hit the stage, we have never seen a physique like this before. Maybe never will again. At the Prague Pro, and it was his pro debut, if you can imagine that one. Looking like this, and he took third. And Michael Krizo, Samson Dauda, the only 2 guys that were able to defeat him. And Krizo was good too. He's worth to mention that physique too. But still, for never seeing this physique to just boom right in front of us, you guys have to admit, at home, you might not care much for him now and his physique. But at the time, the 2023 Prague Pro Championships, Rubiel Mosquera was one of maybe even the most impressive physiques that I've seen all season. And now we get into the top 2, beginning with number 2, Hadi Choopan, not at the Olympia, but as you may have guessed, at the 2024 Arnold Classic Championships. I firmly believe that this version of Hadi Choopan will go down in history as the best ever version of Hadi Choopan, and he's had a lot of great Olympia showings. But this Arnold Classic was just something special. I mean, he was full, never seen his back so wide. He's already a Boeing 747 jumbo jet. Just untouchable. And I also believe that if he brought this package to the Olympia, I don't know if it would be Samson Dauda being the Olympia champion right now. It might actually be Hadi Choopan, but whether that's the case or not, this is such an impressive physique. And after the Mr. Olympia event where Hadi wasn't 100%, I was just so impressed to see this almost 2019 Olympia-esque version of he. So, number 2 on the list, guys, Hadi Choopan, 2024 Arnold Classic. What physique would impress me more than this one? Well, maybe this one here. This is Andrew Jack at the Texas Pro. Didn't he impress all of you at home? I think he did. Andrew Jack, he's either on or he's off. He's usually on at these Texases. And then he's off at the Olympias. It's a very frustrating situation, I know. But this year's Texas, he was even better than before. This was his 3rd Texas Pro Championships win, I believe, in a row. And he showed up with bells on. All the whistles, bells and whistles, things of that nature. Even his back was improved. This was an impressive physique. And no, he didn't beat anybody that's in the top 3 or 4 or 16 at the Olympia. But still, this is a noteworthy physique. And as these guys' careers wind down, and I'm not saying that they are, in Andrew Jack's, but as they do, we still yet to see versions of them like this. And who knows, as the time passes, we may never, ever get to see an Andrew Jack that's better than this 2024 Texas Pro showing of him. And it impressed me perhaps more than any other physique that I've showed you guys today. Maybe Rubiel, I think, impressed me. Could be number 1, but I didn't want you guys to get mad at me. Sometimes I don't care. But today I didn't want you to be upset at me. But Andrew Jack, he deserves this first place. That's your top 10 most impressive physiques of this season. Maybe I'll do this every year. Hit thumbs up on the video if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe to the channel if you are not already. You'll miss the next video. Have a great one.